be, y'all? And we're live. What the fuck's everybody doing? It's Neighborhood Jesus. This, that, the other. We got some shit to talk about. Just went and got coffee. Some interesting things happened. Not as eventful. Well, I wouldn't say eventful. Not as groundbreaking as almost getting hit by John Doe. But definitely not far behind. You guys ever see these fucking picketers? You know, these people with signs. I just saw one on the corner of Starbucks, the road right before Starbucks, at the stoplight. And this, I mean, I know I'm Neighborhood Jesus, but I'm not religious whatsoever. Just FYI. But this Jesus freak, not Shades Wade freak, sitting there with the picketing sign talking about the end times are near, doomsday. You know, the Bible said, you know, wormwood and all this shit. I'm like, God damn it. Just shut up. I'm like literally sitting right at the light, ready to go. This person's like approaching my car with a fucking picket sign, like, do you have a time to talk about your life? Do you have time to talk about the end times? I'm like, lady, your fucking spare parts, bud. Oh my God. Literally, that bitch said, she goes, you better enjoy that nice car because the end times are near, some shit like that. I'm like, bitch, don't you say shit like that to me. You fucking high? Like, who the fuck? This mass hysteria, what's the fucking word? Narrative, you know, like, oh, the end times are here. Do you think they fucking said that shit when the Spanish flu was around? No, they were probably just like worried, just like, you know, what do we do? You know, I'm sure it was hysterical, but it was like, that's before TV and internet, you know, they're probably like straight up quarantining during the Spanish flu or the Ebola outbreak or SARS or fucking anything, you know, like anytime anything comes out, oh, it's the worst it's ever been, right? Then we're fine. We grow from it until the next bullshit comes out. I don't know, man. Can't even get a fucking cup of coffee without fucking getting harassed. But in more positivity, keep them positive vibes 2020. Fucking made a sale today. Made a sale. 13 fucking days later, made a sale for $220. Pretty happy about that. So that's like, let's see, I'll have, when my federal tax return check comes, I'll have the money for the dual pump hanger. And when the money clears on the sale, have almost enough for the 85 cents. I'll be like $50, $60 short. Totally doable. Figure it out. But I was definitely stoked to hear bling. I was like, what the fuck is this? Oh, a sale. Let's go. What creepers we got watching? 3 people on the head counter, nobody commenting. Y'all are creepers. Creepy. Creepies and crawlies. Do you remember how much you spent on your tensioner and timing chain? Well, I bought the tensioner, the timing chain, and the oil pump chain. But the Totus shit was not cheap. It was right around $500 for all 3. Definitely not cheap. Messages. Aldo says, "Oh, you want Toad? I'm looking for OEM. I mean, whatever it costs is whatever it costs. There's no real discount on Honda like OEM parts. You're talking time and chain for K24, right? That's completely different. So you'd have to look up TSX time and chain because aren't they different? Like the length of it, I would think. The time and chain is probably like $180, and the tensioner is probably like 150. I would think that would be my guess. Something like that. What's up, Wing? You out of food? No. I'm so sick of all this fucking mass hysteria. It's so stupid, dude. Like, everyone just needs to die. Just get it over with. Or, I don't know. Let's just all chill. Wing says, what if you run out of tobacco? There's half a pound right there. Probably about a third of a pound right there. There's a whole another pound. Here is some 6 ounces of Ship's Captain. Here is an ounce of Black Cab. Here is a whole new fucking sleeve of cartons of cigarette tubes. So that's 2, 4, 6, 8, 1,000 cigarettes. Not to mention I got 2.5 other sleeves of tubes. So I got about, I don't know, a bajillion cigarettes. That's right. Giving no fucks. Inventory's been taken care of. That's right. What now, Wing? What else you want to ask about? All this says, yep, intentioner, that can buy the oil pump kit. Yeah, I was in that VTech Academy. That VTech Academy stream when you were asking about the oil pump, if there's any benefit. That's pretty interesting. Brian seems to know stuff. But fuck, what was I about to say? Yeah, I don't even remember. But how many bullets do you have? One in my pants. Wayne, you should have seen the yeah, like getting, oh yeah, for sure. Yeah, they're smart cats. Or at least Brian is. He's the OG. He's the one that's been doing it so long. I feel like all the other ones, like, they know their stuff to a degree, but like he's the one that really knows his stuff. But yeah, Wing, you should have seen it. Good old Doomsday Picketer on the fucking side on the intersection of the street while I'm going to get coffee. Tell me the world's going to end. The Bible said so. Yada yada. Wing says I'm going to get more TP and resell. Oh, so you're going to be a scumbag. All right, cool. What are you going to sell? You're going to sell toilet paper by the gram. $20 a gram. Yeah, I'm honestly sick of this narrative, and it kind of makes you wonder. Kind of makes a fellow wonder. A $20 a sheet. That's absurd. $20 a square. Can't wipe no ass with that. Oh my god, dude. But you think about like all the stuff you saw about like FEMA camps, like all these Walmarts across the country that got they shut them down, and like there's like all these like barbed wire fences and like all this weird sketchy shit going on. Kind of makes a fellow wonder if this is what it's for. Just saying. Because I thought it was because of like, you know, almost like martial law going into effect, and like we're not that far off. Some New York is like got fucking military rolling all the fuck through it. But all I know is I am this close to getting this fuel system done. And it's not, it couldn't be a better time, because once I get this bitch done, we got test and tune all around, baby. There's no traffic. There's fucking no traffic. I mean, to put it into narrative, to put it into perspective, literally the whole drive to Starbucks was literally like going like 85 the whole way, not having to bat an eyelash, which is the best feeling in the world. Just like, fuck it. We're in a new world. There's no traffic. For real though. Just blasting some Mars Volta. Fucking ripping and gripping. Well, I wouldn't say gripping because all season tires are trash, but I did do the I did swap out the power steering fluid, and the steering feels better, decent. You know, I think it's still an alignment issue, man. Just the tires are just not grippy. Probably more an alignment issue, I would think. But at like 80, 85, like it felt a little more stable. So that's kind of weird. Just off fresh power steering fluid. Like, think about it. You're supposed to change your power steering fluid like every 100,000 miles, give or take. So the fact that I've probably put 5,000-6,000 miles on the car, maybe. You know what I mean? I don't know, Gina. I don't know if power steering would be the issue, but fresh fluid always helps. I will tell you one thing though. Since I fixed the that bunk ass K-tune shifter stop, dude, not one first gear pop out at all. Best feeling in the world. So glad my transmission's not toast. For real though, because that'd be pretty upsetting. Let's see, anything else? 235 bucks. Let's go. That is all right. I fuck with it. Yeah, it's gonna be sad because I do love this pedal. I really do. This is a fucking Damie. It's my custom motherfucking artwork. Electro Harmonics bass micro synthesizer, aka the Selectro Harmonics bass micro synth. Obviously, this is not how the pedal looks stock. See, the etching, the screen printing, it comes off really easy, you know? So it had some like splotches and weird shit going on. So like what I did was I took a X-Acto knife and started like etching it out and making it you know, kind of its own artwork, and seems to get the job done. Looks pretty fucking cool. I've always liked it. But yeah, it's gonna be sad to let it go, but I mean, this pedal has just got so much fucking potential. This is like not even just for bass players. Like, I've used it on guitar almost exclusively. This motherfucker is just awesome sounding. And you guys that aren't familiar with this pedal, your fucking mind is about to get blown. You're about to shit the bed. This shit is like funk in a box. Let's see. Sit that bitch right there. Should do. Go this bitch in. Here we are. Fucking deck off. Yeah. All right, let's see. What's up, DJ? How you doing, man? I made a sale finally, DJ. Fucking finally. Oh, there's a guitar pick. Nice. Got one of my favorite pedals, but you know it'll greatly be missed. But start bringing in some of the. Turn this bitch up a little bit. You can take the guitar signal all the way out of it. You can fucking. There it is. Derek says, dude, you won't believe the bullshit that happened to me. What happened? Nice, brother, get that money, dude. So I drove 1.5 hours to check out this 95 Integra RS5 speed 160K, brand new clutch, water pump, flywheel, clutch master, new fluids, all that. Body was crappy. Damn. One piece, an original red color interior, clean as fuck, all black. Dude wanted 3,500. Talked him to 3K. About to buy it. Says he didn't smog yet. Asked him to plug a scan tool, and there was no OBD1 port, so no way to smog it. And I almost bought it. Fuck. Yeah, it's really a versatile pedal. You can do so much shit with this thing. Starting frequency, stopping frequency. You can put them right in the middle, get some cool shit. Yeah, you got all these like faders like a mixer, so you could like mix in the sub and just the square wave. No sub, all guitar. Oh yeah. Definitely a fucking fun pedal. A lot of versatile like shit you could do with it. But yeah, I'm just honestly more geared towards just thinning stuff out, just kind of going more simpler, honestly. Just kind of more where I'm at nowadays. I'm sure all you like car heads that don't know about music stuff, you're really, what the fuck is going on? But yeah, $235. I'm not arguing with it. True story. Now, if we could just sell some of the high-priced items, man. If I can get my $500 for the white fritter pedal, or sell the fuzz hugger stuff, like, dude, seriously. There's some money in those 3 pedals, like 500 and 300 a piece. So that's what, $1,100 for 3 pedals. We really need to get that in our life. Dude, so I was watching, I've seen people do head, like, stage 1 port jobs and stuff on heads. In theory, there's really not that much to it. It's more like control, because if you like take off more on one intake port or one chamber, you're gonna have flow issues. You're gonna have air fuel ratio type. The fuel flow is gonna be different. So like, as long as you make sure it's all even, you don't take off too much on one cylinder. It's really just time. It's just like polishing anything else, which is kind of wild style. Because you think, like, you get a fucking Pro 163 head fully decked out from 4-piston, it's like $3,000, $4,000, somewhere in that area. And literally, you get it from Drag Cartel, it's probably like 25, 26, 2,700 bucks. It depends on what you're getting. If you're getting it loaded with, like, Super Tech valves, whatever valve spring retainer kit you're getting, But yeah, that's why they're charging so much, man. It's literally just because it's so much work time, so many hours.
I'm going to ask you to play us out. There's no better way to end this interview than to have you play. So please give us a piece of that piece.
Okay. This is a piece that I played in a cameo appearance in the movie Blind Date with Nick Willis and Kim Mason. It's called
Treasures. This motherfucker can rip, dude. Killing it. Where the fuck is everybody at? Everybody left. Motherfucker's a beast.
Thank you, brother.
Thank you. It's my pleasure.
God damn. Where the fuck's everybody at? You think all these quarantine people be kicking it. Ugh. Fucking hell. Man, I wish I would have fucking got that order yesterday so I could ship that shit out today. Get my money sooner. What's up, Neutron? Did you get a notification or not? Your shit's still bugging. I'll tell you what's bugging, Neutron. Went to go get coffee and there's some crazy doomsday picketer on the fucking corner talking about the world's gonna end. Don't fuck with shades. When I'm seeing my fucking destination known as coffee, don't fuck with it. Don't fuck with me. Neighborhood Jesus will put you right on Front Street, even though she was already on Front Street. starts coming up to my window, dude. Like, all like, do you have time to talk about life or something like that? The world's gonna end. You know, all this bullshit. Talking about wormwood and the Bible and all this shit. And I'm like, bro, I'm not a big Bible goer, but last time I checked, wormwood was about a falling star coming and killing all of Earth, not a fucking virus from a bat. You're an idiot. I understand a metaphor and an analogy, but dude, you could literally translate everything in the Bible and like apply that shit to anything. And he says, you better go stock up on some Folgers. Man, oh my God. If it comes to that, dude, I drink water. Fuck. You go from, dude, even like, I get like espresso roast coffee to like, you know, brew here. You drink espresso, just espresso coffee, you know, brewed in a normal glass coffee pot versus pulling espresso shots like out of an espresso machine. It's like liquor versus beer, dude. It's like liquor versus water. This shit is rough. But I made a sale. He says that Starbucks makes me have diarrhea. What do you get though? I mean, I guarantee you're getting like some frappuccino or something, right? Or some crazy shit. Something that's not coffee. It's like sugar. Or you got that lactose intolerance or something. Because like the funny thing is, man, I mean, I drink fucking 8 shots of espresso minimum a day. And like coffee doesn't fuck my stomach up. It's really weird. I would usually get the venti cafe mocha. Yeah, that's not too bad. That's a pretty like this is a fucking a white mocha, which is essentially just, if you just got a normal one, it'd be 2 shots of espresso and the rest is just like steamed milk, right? Fucking, but I get it with 4 shots of espresso and less steamed milk. So yeah, I don't know, Gina. Everybody's different though. Everybody's different. Some people can't drink coffee at all, man. Some people can't, like, they got to drink it black. They can't drink it with no milk. Some people can't drink it without milk or sugar, you know? This man says 30 minutes later, everyone would hear me shit myself while on their laptops. Just drinking coffee, everybody's normal, just clicking and clacking on their keyboards, and all of a sudden, oh, I got that mud butt. Thanks, Starbucks. But yeah, I got my favorite coffees from 7-Eleven. Dude, surprisingly, 7-Eleven coffee is not that bad. You know? You'd think like, oh, get my coffee from fucking 7-Eleven. Like, I'd rather have 7-Eleven coffee than like Sheetz or Wawa coffee. That Sheetz and Wawa coffee, straight fucking garb. Can't stand it. It's called Mud Chunks. Mud Chunks, new band name. Oh, fucking random question. So I was looking at Drag Cartel. You were saying like don't go to Fort Piston, go to Jeremy at Drag Cartel to get the port job, the 163 head job. Dude, fucking which fucking package would I get? Like they have like drag race car, road race car, pro series, pro elite series. Like they got all this shit that I have no clue about. And if I were to do the head and get a head job, would I if it's like $2,000 if you don't get any valve train. But in your opinion, if I were to get the head done, you'd want to get new valve train, you know? You'd want to throw in the the fucking stage 3 cams and you want to throw in the fucking like Super Tech valve springs and retainers and shit and the valve seats and like fully build it, so that fucker's gonna cost a lot more than $2,000. Money, money, money. Yeah. Man, I'm so glad I got a sale though, man. We got the E85 sensor in the bag. Probably, what's the date today? The 22nd or 23rd? 22nd. So either tomorrow, probably tomorrow, Tuesday or Wednesday, I'll get my federal tax return check. That's the dual pump hanger money. You don't need to do the valves, but definitely valve train. Well, that's what I'm saying. Like, you're starting with new everything. I would just want to do it as like a peace of mind. Like, everything's fucking new. You know what I mean? Elite Series, gotcha. Fucking. But if I'm gonna run that Elite Series, like I definitely need ITBs too. Fuck, man, that's so much money. It's like we get one thing and we're already thinking about the next thing. Fuel system, yeah, it's gonna be done soon. We're gonna, you know, get the pieces, we get it all put together, plumbed, and all that shit. Enjoy it? No, next thing. God damn it. I mean, that's kind of how it is. Trent says, no, you don't need ITBs. I thought you said if I were to do a 163 head, I would need ITBs. I thought. But yeah, sold my main Damie, custom shades, artwork, etched, some crazy shit. Gonna miss this pedal. God. Or maybe I'm thinking of it backwards. If I were to run 70 millimeter ITBs, I would need a 163 head. Is that what we're talking about? You can get a Skunk 2 intake manifold and get, fuck that. if we're gonna buy another manifold, we're buying a fucking Kinsler manifold. We're buying ITBs. Fuck a Skunk 2 Ultra and a plenum spacer. I don't even think that shit can fit. You know, like the Ultra has some fitment issues, like with the radiator tie bar. Have to be grinding that shit out and stuff, making it look ugly as fuck. I'd rather just do ITBs. I swear, man, when I get this shit all together and like rip it 5 times and it blows up, I'm gonna feel quite foolish. I'll be like, are you kidding me? Gotcha. Of course, ITB is gonna make more power, but to fully take advantage of the ITBs, you would need the port job. Gotcha. So you don't have to, but to take full advantage. Gotcha. Yeah, it's like if I wanted to, you know, I could run ITBs on the car right now, but without cams and, you know, good flowing head, you're right. You're not going to make no power. It's probably going to make like a little bit more throttle response and it's just going to sound really good. What's up, Fry? How you doing, man? Be y'all. Fry, I had an interesting encounter when going to get coffee, some doomsday picketer bitch on the corner. Not a fan. And we made a sale. 13 days later, we made a fucking sale for $230. Stoked. There's the flex fuel sensor money. Bryce says, "Do tell." Just that, basically. You know, I'm at the stoplight. This bitch comes up. "You have a second to talk about your life? The world's gonna end and all this shit." And got a fucking sign with fucking Bible quotes and wormwood and all this shit. And I was like, "I don't need your shit, lady." She's like, "You better enjoy your nice car because the world's gonna end. It's all gonna be gone." And I'm like, "See ya. The fuck out of here." Neutron says, "All I'm missing is the pump hanger." Yeah, I mean, I still got to order the 85 sensor, but that money is taken into account. We've got that money, and then we got federal tax return coming either tomorrow, Tuesday, or Wednesday, I think. True story. And that's for 460, 70 bucks or something like that. So yeah, we got the money. Now we just gotta wait for it to come in. And then order this shit, wait for that, and then it's gonna be a busy week. It's gonna be very busy. It's gonna be overwhelmingly busy. Like, not so much for doing it, but like I wanna make a series out of all this stuff, you know? So I think the next video will probably be me assembling the fuel pump hanger, you know, loading in the fuel pump and getting all the, you know, the float on there and all that shit. Yada yada. Dude, Neutron, I remember I was talking to you and somebody else. Like, I was showing you the dual pump hanger. I was saying about how Cam was saying he was going to drill holes in the side so fuel can get in there, kind of slosh in there or whatever. And you were saying not to do that. Why is that? Because like Cam seems to know his shit. It's like it's got vents in the top. Like, it's got like slots in the top, but I do see what he means about side to side. Like, I don't know which way would be better, honestly. Yeah, my welder comes in on Friday. Can't wait because I'm gonna make a ton of parts for it. Fuck yeah, dude. Dude, I wish you would have already had it so you could just make me this fuel pump hanger. Wait, what? Okay, so on the dual pump hanger I was showing you last time, a couple streams ago, I was saying how, do you think it would be a good idea to drill holes in the side of the hanger? Imagine the box where the two pumps are. You got an enclosure, and you got the hanger up top. So on the top of the enclosure for the pumps, you have these slots, these grates, you know, kind of like a manhole cover. You know, you've got slot outs, right? But on the sides, you have nothing. So like when you're turning and doing stuff and stuff like that, you know, mainly probably like driving more aggressive, there's nowhere for fuel to come in the sides. You know what I mean? And you were saying, not like Cam was saying, like he's got the same hanger, and he was talking about how he's going to drill some holes in the sides so it has more access. And you were saying not to do that. I was just curious why. Neutron says, yeah, don't slot. Well, the slots on the top are there. There's nothing you can do about that. That's the way it comes. That's how they designed it. But I'm saying on the sides, the vertical, not the horizontal at the top. But yeah, on the sides, like he was talking about just drilling some holes in it so you got entry on the sides. Like, to me, it didn't sound like that bad of an idea, but the only pitfall would be if you're drilling it on both sides, it'd be coming in one way and just going out the other, in one ear, out the other, you know? That's the way I kind of see it. Like, for access, it seems like a good thing, but it's going to evacuate probably as quickly as it comes in. So if you're taking a turn, imagine all your fuel's on one side, then it comes to one side to, like, from one side to the other, it would literally just be rushing in one hole on the left and coming right out the right, you know? That's the way I kind of see it. I don't know. Show me the pump hanger again. That was a while ago. I'd have to look at it again. But if you drill holes through it on the sides, that just means it's going to come in and out. Makes no sense. Gotcha. Yeah. Yeah, so you got your grates right here. You got these grates right here, and then you got the hole right there. But then on the sides, you got nothing. He was saying how he's gonna drill holes on the side. So yeah. Yeah, as a technician, you need to visualize these types of things while in operation to see if it makes sense. Yeah, because I don't understand that. Like, this hanger should have no issue. It's modeled after the same design as a stock one, so you shouldn't have much issue. You know, should be all good. Dude, one thing, yeah, that acts as a mini sump. It says, fuck no, don't drill it. One thing that always, this probably sounds really stupid, but like, because, you know, obviously there's not a complication with the normal one, but that's like factory wiring and stuff. Let's say like this shit is in gasoline, which is flammable, you know, and you got this wiring there. How does this shit like not like blow up? I know that's a really dumb question, but you got electricity inside of a gasoline tank. Like, how does the wiring not like, as long as it's wired correctly, right? Is that the only thing that keeps it from not like, you know, charging or making a spark or something? What if the wiring frays? Are you just fucked? I get really nervous working around like a fucking tank of gas. Ah, system is grounded. Yeah, that would do it. That would do it. Hey man, I'm not an electrical genius, but yeah, that does make sense. So basically what you're saying is if the ground ever ungrounds, you're fucked. Ground came off, dead. Bitch, I already unmarked it. What the fuck? Oh, that's because it's unshipped. Basically, but if that happened, the pumps wouldn't turn on to begin with, so don't worry about it. Hey, there you go. Hey, man, I like to ask these things because I've been shocked by shit. I've had shit fry. I've had all kinds of stuff. I ain't trying to have that happen when I wire this shit up. I mean, I'm pretty decent with wiring is one thing I really don't mind, honestly. When it's like, you know, wiring up a stereo or wiring up a wideband or something like that, that shit's, you know, pretty straightforward. As long as you solder correctly, butt connect it correctly, do what you gotta do. What's up, Chris B? How you doing? Chris, I made a sale. I sold honestly, one of my favorite pedals. Sad. But she'll be missed. I'm surprised I sold this actually, because everybody likes, mint pedals. But like as you see, I custom artwork the fuck out of this motherfucker. It took an X-Acto knife and etched off the screen printing because it was like some of it was peeling anyway. So yeah. But yeah, really fun pedal. It'll be missed. That's the only sale I've had in 13 days. Somebody was like, yo, this shit right here is a good deal. Because, like, I could have sold it for more, but I got that pedal for $100 and now I'm selling it for $235. That's not that bad. That's more than doubling your money. And I have, like synth type sounds. I have more than enough synthesizer type sounds, like in the M13 and the GT series stuff. Trent says, I started my mechanical career when I was 8, helping my dad work on heavy equipment, machines such as backhoes, bulldozers, cranes, etc. I knows a thing or two. Damn, when you were 8. I think when I was 8, I was probably playing Pokemon. I was probably riding my skateboard. Yeah, 8, right around 8 or 9. I started getting down with my skateboarding. Gave up basketball. Put that on the back burner. Started Tony Hawking the fuck out. Chris B says I'm downloading Doom Eternal. Word. How much is that fucker? $60? Fuck that. The last Doom sucked 8 dicks. I was so excited for it, and I was like, dude, this shit's trash. Chris, all I want to know is when the fuck's Eric coming back to Street Fighter? I've said it like 18 different ways. When the fuck you coming back to Street Fighter? Just keeps avoiding it. Keeps playing Fortnite on Switch servers. You were skateboarding while I was building little HPI RC cars. Yeah, that was me. Chris says he don't want that heat. He don't want to get bopped. Nobody wants to get bopped. Wing got lucky and got 2 matches on me. And I got 1 on him, and he's like, all right, I got to go. I was like, oh, yeah. Excuses. Wing will get bopped. Because B says, I wanted to fight Wing. Man, you need to fight Christian. That'll take you down a peg or 2. I was like, fuck. It's like 8-2. Shit. Neutron says, I'm fucking it up on the ATVs. Hey, I played Pokemon too. Yeah, when I was a little kid, man, I wanted a dirt bike because my uncles, they both had dirt bikes when they were kids, and like my pop wasn't having it with me. He's like, no, we're not doing that shit. I was like, we have a trail behind our house. Like, come on. No, I'm done with that shit. You fucking up they fucked up the transmissions in it. They fucking break the fucking shocks, yada, yada, yada. I'm like, yeah, it sounds like fun. But yeah, fucking who knows what'll come of the studio. You know, I'm getting rid of all these pedals. I'm honestly really happy with the new rig. I don't know how to describe it. It's simple, but it's like enough still. It's really not simple, but it is simple. Well, let's see where Pops is coming from. She gets expensive. Yeah, for real. I remember one time when my second gear in my car went out, just toasted it. I was like, he's like, do you know how fucking expensive this is back when I'm like 16 or something, 16 or 17. He's like, you know how fucking expensive this is gonna be? I was like, dude, why don't we just rebuild it? He's like, I don't know shit about transmissions. I was like, I know you've rebuilt the transmission. You've rebuilt dirt bike transmissions and car transmissions. Like you've rebuilt transmissions. He's like, yeah, but that was out of necessity because like the shit broke down and fucking you had to. I didn't have money for fucking tech to do it. He's like, your shit's way more complicated. And I was like, I want to get like a Helms manual. He was pissed. He's like, I don't know shit about these Hondas and Acuras. He's like, a dirt bike transmission's stupid easy. Man, if you had YouTube like 10 years ago, could have saved so much money on labor, you know? Yeah, yeah, just because I know how to do it doesn't mean I want to. Yeah, pretty much. Well, I'd say like doing like K-series transmission work is feasibly not really that hard if you really think about it. If you know the steps and how to execute the steps properly, it's really not that hard. It's just it's like a giant puzzle, and if you fuck up, you fuck up. Like let's say you do steps 1 through 5 right, but then you fuck up on step 6, and then you're good on 7, 8, 9, and 10. You know, it only takes one wrong step to destroy everything. You know what I mean? Like I don't know. I'm trying to think of what would be the worst case scenario. Because like before you put the fucking casing back on and put that C clip to lock it all in so it's seated properly. Imagine like you get one of the synchro hubs or something wrong before you get the casing on. As long as everything is spinning and you check all the gears and everything, you know, just do a checklist basically. Like 10 years ago, 15 years ago, man, I would not fuck with a transmission at all. It's easy to do, but K-series is literally a puzzle, just how you said. Yeah. And that puzzle could turn into Pandora's box pretty easy if you don't know, you know, if you don't have any inclination of it's not exactly like doing a clutch where you just take off the fucking the gearbox and you would have just got a pressure plate, a clutch, and a flywheel and some bolts. Like that's really not that bad. As long as you got an alignment tool, everything's good to go. And you fucking put Loctite on the flywheel bolts and torque it to the right spec. That's pretty fucking straightforward. Neutron says there are a ton of parts and little parts, so you have to be very organized. Yeah, you can't. I mean, you got the fucking like. Imagine if you lost like the detent balls. That would be nightmare. Where are you gonna get those? Have to go to Honda, get some more of those. I bet you they charge like at least 30 or 40 bucks per ball. Something crazy. You lose a little ball bearing. You lose some specialty bolt or something or some spring. It could get real costly. Fuck that. Man, I'm just glad my transmission is not fucked up. Because that first gear pop out was driving me up the wall. I was like, dude, I see a set of new synchros in my future. maybe a new gear set. Oh, you lose that, you're basically fucked all in a nutshell. Yeah, when I fucking did the detent springs, that shit was nerve wracking because I was like, dude, the ball is stuck down in there, and I was like, fuck, it's not on the spring. I thought it'd be like kind of wedged in the spring, so when I pulled the spring out, you know, it'd be in there. No, I was still down in its slot. So then one of them I just left in there, and because I was like, got a work light looking down in there, I was like, okay, it's in there. Another one came out with the spring and fell on the ground. It took me like 20 minutes to find that motherfucker. I was like, not having fun. Neutron says, you seen Jeremy's new K24 billet block? So badass. No, but I'm going to look at it now. Let's see. Products. Let's see. What would it be under? We got cylinder heads, dampers, crank, engine signature short block. That's the whole engine. 7K for a block? Fuck that. I mean, I'm sure it's great, but you know, what category is it under? I don't see just blocks. I see CNC cylinder heads, camshafts, all-wheel drive dampers, engine accessories, engine components, fluids, intake, manifold, ITB, shifting, PPG, transmission replacement, apparel, cams, connecting rods, diffs, axles, engine long block, engine short block, engine cooling, fuel system, heat shield, valve train, pistons, headers, engine mounts, clutches, cranks, cam gears, everything but a block. Click on engines. Okay, there you go. Short block. Let's go to short block. Oh my God. Wow. I'm looking at the little thumbnail and I'm already like, ugh, I'm about to fucking shit my pants. Oh God, dude. Dude, that thing. Oh. Can I borrow $7,000, y'all? About to shit myself over here, dude. This thing's like a work of art. I don't even know if I could run that. Just sit it on a table and just like, good God, dude. The side of the timing chain cover, like the area where the timing stuff goes. Like, dude, look at all this like etching wizardry, man. Fucking hell. Dude, that thing is like beautiful. How much it's heavy. Oh wow, okay. So I was about to say, I was thinking backwards. I was thinking how much weight do you save from that? But it's billet, so you're not saving as much. You're not saving any. You're losing weight reduction. Yeah, but that thing's probably ridiculous. Wet billet block, outlaw all motor, wet deck billet block, dry deck billet. What the fuck? What the fuck is dry deck or wet deck? Is he talking about the oil system, like dry sump, or am I just like completely uninformed? Or is he talking about the CNC or something? I don't fucking know. No, you're gaining like another 150 pounds. Yeah, but at that point, it doesn't even matter because you're building a fucking monster. Oh, water jacket, gotcha. What's the fucking thing you have to do with when you're doing a Frank swap? There's like some oil passage or squirter or something you got to block off and plug. Actual weight, 88 pounds just for the fucking bare block without internals. Fuck. No crank, no oil pump, a bare block that is fucking 88 pounds. Jesus. That's pretty fucking mental, actually. That's crazy. Wild style. A building is only as good as the foundation it's built on, and the same goes for your high output engine build. The Bullet Honda B Series billet block has been re-engineered to deliver reliability in 1,700 horsepower environments. See, 1,700 horsepower. What the fuck are they talking about? 4-bolt mains, increased block, deck, and cylinder wall thickness, ductile iron performance sleeves fitted, 1/2-inch head and 7/16 main studs. Modifications required to fit the remote oil filter, water crosspipe, windage tray, and oil pickup tube modification required. So fuck me. Yeah, but honestly, this is more than I would ever need. Ever. Let's be real. All motor. Barely knocking on the door 300 horsepower. This fucker can handle 1,700 horsepower in environments. What environment allows 1,700 horsepower? How many fucking turbos do you have on this motherfucker? You have to have like an 88 millimeter turbo to even get there. You have to block it off when you convert the K24 to use the RSX oil pump. Track Tough sells the block off plate, or you can just drill and tap it. Booyah. What would be the safer method? Would it be using their block off plate, or would it be drilling and tapping it with a bolt, you know? Or are they just the same? I feel like the bolt would probably be safer, or like if you're tapping it and fucking plugging it with a bolt and like using Loctite or something, you know, that seems like it would be more effective than a plate. What if the plate leaks, you know? Unless the plate has a plug on it and you're just bolting it. I don't fucking know. I don't know this shit. Yeah, that's a really, I mean, for $7,000, if you're trying to build something that makes 1,500 horsepower, for sure. But I don't know, Gina. I think it's like a work of art. Either one is good enough. I use the drill and tap method with Honda Bond. Yeah, see, that's the way I would do it. CNC cylinder head. Elite Pro. That engine is definitely a good option for like an all-wheel drive project making 1,000 horsepower. Good God. Jesus. So if you were to fully Well, I guess if you're, jeez, man, building the head is so expensive. Fuck me. I'd love to put it in the CRX. So, it says starting at $2,300, you get the bronze guide CNC open combustion chamber, symbol cylinder head, hot tank soda blast, yada yada. And it says fully built head includes all the above: SuperTech steel valves, PSI valve spring 132 PSI. That's way too much. That's too heavy of a spring. Timing chain tensioner, bye bye. I think I could get by with like 102 PSI. I think that'd be more than enough. And it says Viton valve seal set, Hysteria valve lock kit. What the fuck does that even mean? Like a Hysteria valve lock kit. Explain that to me. Is that something you need? Is that to prevent valve float or something? I don't feel like that's what they're talking about. Would have to beef up the front suspension to handle that weight. Oh, for sure. I mean, you think about it now, what you got now, you have to run slicks just to get traction. You're doing third gear rolls and you're still blowing the tires off. Timing chain tensioner would have to be replaced very often with those types. Yeah, 132 PSI. Fuck that. I'd love to know what the God damn, roll this fucking cigarette, I'm gonna beat your ass. Holy shit. Machine needs WD-40, but that's not gonna be good on my smokes. But I'd be really curious to know what the K28 dual valve spring PSI rating is, so I could just get those, honestly. Something equivalent to that, whether it's 92 or if it's 110 or 102 or whatever it is, you know what I mean? Because those clearly, you really can't beat that. They're capable of hitting 10K. That's all you need. Because once you get past nine grand, you're really not even. Valve locks are what lock the valves to the spring retainer. Oh, those little pieces. Those don't come with the valve springs and retainer. Damn. So that's, yeah, I know exactly. The keepers. I thought they were called keepers. I didn't know they were called a valve. Like, if you get a set of them, it's called a valve lock kit. I thought those come with your valve train. Fucking hell, Gina. Yeah, I've always known of them as keepers. That's wild stuff. Anything to charge you extra. They should come with valves. What? Unless I made another sale. Ah, this man literally just offered me $250 for a $500 machine. I don't know about that one, Gina. $250. That's funny shit. You can use the stock ones. Oh, okay, gotcha. Well, I thought if you upgraded valves, you'd probably have to use their proprietary shit or something. They're not strong enough, stock ones. I can't believe this man offered $250 on a $500 item. Neutron says, "Do I hear 350? I'm gonna need about 350." I'll counter at 400. Man. If he counters back at 350, I'll laugh so hard. I'm gonna need about 350. Dude, if we make 2 sales in one day, 13 days we couldn't get 1 sale, and then we're selling good shit. Let's see. Neutron says the dual pump hanger comes with the fuel pump. No, it doesn't. I have the Grams one, Grams 320 pump I got to put in it. True story. You think a 320 should be more than enough for what I'm doing? I would think. I don't think I need anything more than a 320. Because if I go any bigger than a 320, I gotta add a relay and a bunch of extra shit, 320 should be fun. Yeah, 320 is good enough, but yeah. Dude, I'm gonna laugh so fucking hard at this fool. He was so inclined to send me $250 plus $100 shipping. Well, let's see what we got going on here. Fuck, man, we get this $400. Really, more like 500. 400 plus $100 shipping. You can add a relay to it and get a little more out of it later. Yeah, I mean, if it came down to it, like we needed to add another pump, if we're running out of fuel delivery, once we do the 1050Xs or whatever, and you got to add a bigger pump. I think a single pump, even like if I got to add like a 525 or something like that, a single pump. I mean, I think you could get by with two, instead of doing a single 525, if you wanted to, you could do two Walboro 255s. That'd be more than enough. Dude, that's a lot of fuel delivery. I mean, that's the real nice thing about the dual pump hanger. I don't know. I don't think it would ever happen, but imagine like maybe I get burned out on all motor. I'm like, just doesn't make enough power. I'm like, I'm going turbo, I'm going supercharger or something. You got a dual pump hanger. You got more than enough fuel. You got 2 pump slots, you know? Because if we do all this work for all motor, you know, doing the full flow return style system, not a deadhead setup or anything, it's already ready for turbo if I wanted to, you know? But I don't think that's going to happen. Front wheel drive car with more than 300 horsepower is going to be a nightmare. Torque steering for days. Ugh. This is by far the worst RSX I've seen in a while. You know, just putting Integra badges where the Honda or Acura badge should be. Clear all Teslas, camber, duckbill flaps. Just fucking puked. But positive vibes 2020. Should definitely not have an opinion. Good for you, bro. With 2 pumps, you definitely need that. Oh, for sure. Even if you do a single pump and it's more than 320, if you were to go any higher than 320, I'm pretty sure you have to do a relay as well. Because it's gonna need more power, right? Tron says, dude, I'm telling you, with a set of injectors on E85 and a set of cams, it will get you 260s. And that's what you're saying. That's without the 163 head, just with the cams and the E85. Fuck. Man, that'd be nice. Yeah, if we could get bone stock ones with the E85 are making 220, 230. Well, if it's bone stock, how are they running E85? Because, you know, you say bone stock, like you have to do the return style fuel. You're saying just a bone stock, like no mods, and just they did a return style fuel system. That's kind of weird. Unless they're just like sending it. They're just like, hey, I'm not doing PTFE. Just fucking eat my injectors up. I wish this fucker would reply. He sent an offer and they didn't fucking do anything. Tron says, I have a buddy down here that did a K28 in his GSR Integra. Badass. Notification. Made 220 on motor, all stock on the 85. But like, what's the set? Like, I know you're saying like stock, but you're just talking about stock head, stock block, but bolt-ons, or are you talking like just stock everything in a return style system with the 85? Break it down for me. Break it down. Break it down. And why you do that? Go dump this coffee out. Get a beverage. Whoa, whoa, whoa. All right, let's see. Neutron said full. Yeah, okay, so not stock. Stock block, stock head. Gotcha. Full exhaust, RBC, stock injectors, cold air intake, casing fuel system return cell. Stock injectors. So that'd be working in my favor. Fucking 750s instead of 310s. Pretty sure a Skunk 2 Pro Series is probably better than a just standard RBC, especially with a 74. A little better, not a whole lot better, but kind of better. I remember seeing a dyno tuning sheet comparing all the manifolds on a K20A. Like somebody did a setup where they were on a dyno and they swapped out like every popular manifold while on the dyno. It was like the Pro Series was one of the higher ones. It was definitely better than RBC. Made 220 on the motor, 319 on nitrous. Jesus. That seems to be the way to go, man. If you wanted to just rip it when you want to rip it, you got a race coming up or something, get on the bottle. No, it sounds sketch, but if that motor makes 220 on the motor, it can handle 100 shot pretty reliably too, I would think. Probably gonna wear out the motor super fast, but it could still handle it. Is a K-tune throttle body. Not sure what size. Well, yeah, I just mean like the RBC. That's like a 70. So he probably has a 70. Well, like with the Skunk 2 Pro Series, which is like an RBC. I always say it's like on steroids because it comes with a 70 as well, but then you could port match the fucker to 74 up to 76, but nobody makes a 76 throttle body. It was a 110 shot. What the fuck? Fry said 50 shot. Come on. Yeah, that'd be pretty great. A little sneaky Pete. Pull a Vin Diesel, just put it in the seat or some shit. How would it work? Let's say you were doing like a nitrous tune, right? You know, you've got your nitrous like you got your fucking solenoid and like all your switches and stuff to turn everything on, obviously. And then you have a program to come on at a certain RPM or something like that. If you were driving around and you didn't have all the shit on, would you be on the same tune and it just would know based off the voltage that, hey, we're not in nitrous fucking bang bang mode, right? How does it work with the tune? Because like I know some people that have like supercharger like methanol setups, they have two tunes and like it's like based off a momentary or not a momentary, like a on off switch, like the cruise control button. So when you have the button off, you're just on the standard supercharger tune, but then when you press the button on, it engages the second tune and lets you like, you have two tunes basically. Something like that. Does it work that way or how's it work? You can get yours to make 260 and then hit it with 100 shot on top. Boom to the moon. Oh my God, dude. 360. Gonna need slicks. I don't even think an R888R is gonna cut it. That fucker at 360. I think Surge Motive would be mad with me. Be like, dude, just enjoy it. Yeah, I'll enjoy it when I press the button. Nah, the way he tuned it was just under one tune. Yeah, so it's almost like it would even like a switch, like some type of voltage would like, I don't know how to describe it. There's some way you have it in K-Pro. I've seen it like on the nitrous tabs. You have like nitrous 1, 2, 3 or some shit, like for 3 stages of it or something. But I've never really watched too many tutorials or seen much info on like what's actually, if you're a drag car and it's always on nitrous, that seems pretty straightforward. I just didn't know how it works with like, let's say I'm using it sparingly, just like, as a here and there type thing. You know how badass it would be to get one of those remote bottle openers? That'd be so gangster. Like you could literally, you don't even got to go to the back to like fucking turn the nozzle. That'd be so gangster. Just press a button. We're ready to roll. Dude, I find it funny. This dude's totally debating buying this reel to reel for $400 plus $100 shipping. Yeah, you can do it in that way, but he has it set up to where when he hits a button on the shifter, it sprays the nitrous. Oh, dude, that's even get more gangster. What shifter? A button on the shifter. What shifter has a button? That's pretty badass. Dude, I feel like nitrous would be way too much fun. You'd be like, I'm just gonna use it sparingly, you know, when I'm racing or something. Nah, you'd be using that shit left and right. Be going to a goddamn a bottle refillery. Fucking getting that shit refilled. He electrical taped a button to the K-tune shifter. Badass. Looks janky as fuck. Rips like a champ. Dude, that's actually a really fucking cool idea. Imagine taking a shift knob, like, I don't know, whatever, insert shift knob here, whichever one, a cheap shift knob or any shift knob you want. Imagine honing out a slot in it to put a button and then running the wiring through it. That'd be fucking badass. Like, make it look like you can't see any of the, you don't got to tape it. You don't see no wires. Like, that would be fucking cool. And have a switch that turns the button on, gives the button power or not. So, like, let's say, people, if you think about it, if it was just on all the time, you accidentally hit it when you don't want to hit it, that might be bad news. So, like, have like a up down switch, stash that under the dash or somewhere. So, like, turn that fucker on when you want to, press that button. And if you like accidentally press it when you're daily driving or something, wouldn't be no contest. Electrical tape the button to the shifter. That's funny. He says, yeah, but we're gangsters down here, so we use duct tape. Nothing wrong with that. I'm OCD, man. I don't know. I'm all about function, but at the same time, I love clean work. Like, clean work to me is like, see a nice wiring loom as opposed to a rat's nest. Sure, like, let's say the rat's nest works and you're like, hey, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. Totally get that. But at the same time, if I were to see like the exact same two cars, like, let's say you got the same car but just two of them replicas, and you got one that's a rat's nest and you got one that's like color coded wires, fucking routed and cable managed, and everything just looks like it came from the factory, or even better than came from the factory. Like, that shit, love it. I don't know. I like functional aesthetics, not just tucking a bunch of shit just for fun. Like, you have a stock engine, you don't care about going fast, but yeah, I got a tucked harness. I got tuck this, tuck that, tuck. How much wire could it tuck? If there ain't no upgrades in it or any purpose of the upgrades, like, Really? See, the only way I'm gonna go with a tucked wire, like engine harness, is that mil spec one where it's got a disconnect at the firewall, so you don't got to fish ECU plugs through, because that would be a fucking game changer, you know. Because any of you guys that know about the RSX, where you fish out the ECU plugs, that little snap-in plastic firewall grommet, dude, that thing's a fucking nightmare to put back together. It never wants to snap in place. You literally, like, it probably takes me a solid 20-30 minutes to get that bitch back together. It just never wants to snap back into place. Breaks. It's like a fucked up puzzle ball. Something Rex pointed out that I didn't even notice just because it looks so weird. Any RSX cats notice anything weird about the bumper? It's a fucking 02 to 04, but it's got a 05, 06 fucking kooky fucking lip on it. That's probably a first. That thing's fucking ugly. Ugh. So everything is so wrong. Come on, fucking reply back. Say Tree Fitty. Let's just get this haggled town over with. Let's see. Neutron says the problem with wire is it's too short, in my opinion. I remember when I ordered mine, I knew that it would be a little too short to where I wanted to mount the quick disconnect. I asked them to make it longer by 2 feet, and he said no because they come at preset lengths. Yeah, but you're in a first gen CRX. Like, how the fuck are they not gonna? There's no preset length. A K swap in a first gen CRX, is that even a thing? I feel like with the RSX, it'd probably be okay because they have cars to, like, you know, R&D on, you know, oh, RSX, oh, DC2, oh, EK9, you know, all those seem to be pretty bulletproof as far as length goes for the most part. But like for your situation, you feel like they'd work with you, and you tell them, hey, I'm gonna need make it 2 feet longer, so I know it's not too short. Neutron says, makes you wonder who it is that is really making the harnesses. Exactly, fucking China. And they're just like rebranding and putting a yellow tag on it, Rywire. I mean, don't get me wrong, their stuff's nice, but like, I mean, I'd say Rywire versus Wireworks, both 50-50. Doesn't matter which one you go with. I'd probably go with Wireworks, honestly. Their stuff looks just as nice, in my opinion. Or, you know, I could just like make my own tuck kit. Guys, I'm offering the tuck kit. Come get it from shadeswade.com. Shadeswade, mybigcartel.com. Right next to the stickers, the tuck kit. VTech says, show us how to tuck your man bun in your fully tucked RSX. Tuck top knotted up. Got the mil spec top knot. God damn it. I want to mount the quick disconnect on the passenger side of the firewall, but I couldn't, so I had to mount it towards the center. Yeah, on the RSX it would be on the passenger side where the ECU firewall plugs are, which is nice. But yeah, that'd be the only. Honestly, the best ones are Wireworks and CJ's. Yeah, Wireworks. That was the one I was looking at. See, you know, for a mil spec one, it seems modestly priced. You know, right under. It's like $800 to $1,000, I think, or something, somewhere in that area. They're the same people that make the S2000 cluster wiring adapter harness for putting the S2000 cluster in a DC5, which is helpful. They're asking a bit much for that, but I understand because they're, you know, if you're gonna wire it up yourself, it's kind of a nightmare. And with their little adapter harness, like it takes the guesswork out of it. It takes all the bitch work out of it. Is it worth $250? Yes and no. You know, it just depends. If you're trying to buy a cluster and buy that cluster and put it in virtually effortlessly, just spend the extra $250 basically. But if you know your way around wires and pinouts and stuff like that, you know, you could do it yourself. I actually have a picture of their harness, and I plan if I ever went. I see that's the weird thing. Like I don't know if I want to go with an S2000 cluster. Like it seems to be like, how do I describe it? It's like a gimmick. Like, yeah, I got an S2K cluster in my DC5. Like so many people are jumping on that boat. And I was like thinking about it. But honestly, there's no benefit. It's just an aesthetic. That's all it is to it. Oh, I have a digital display. That's it. Like if we're gonna go that far, why don't I just get a Haltech display? Why don't I just get a Race Dash or something? I don't think that mil spec is worth the extra $350 from Rawwire. I wouldn't do it again. I'd just get the standard budget harness. True, true. I wonder how much the wire works. Forget how much theirs is. Wireworks, engine harness, yada yada. Yeah, the yeah, basically to get everything excuse me. God, so many fucking options. Yeah, it's pretty expensive, honestly, with all the options. Like upwards of all the options and stuff you gotta like do. It's right around $1,000 if you send them your harness, right? But me personally, I wouldn't want to do that. I would want them to give me a core that I know is good. I know mine's good, but I want to keep that as a backup, if that makes sense. Just in case their shit sucks, you could just like be like, hey, I'm just gonna use my old fucking harness. Fuck this. You know? Tuner View makes a nice race dash. And it's very affordable. Neutron says, I'm telling you, it's not worth it. No, I'm not talking about, dude, I'm not getting no fucking tucked harness anytime soon. I'm saying like down the road. Way down the road. Like imagine you're taking out your engine, you know, on the fly, on the regular. It's pretty nice knowing you could literally just disconnect the mil spec connector and just take all of it out together. You know, you don't gotta fucking fish through and get all this shit and start taking everything. How do I describe it? I don't know. Imagine you got I can't even think of a applicate or like a scenario. But literally, if you needed to take out your engine to do something in the engine bay, let's say you got to do your rack, right? Let's say you're going to do the EP3 electric power steering. You can do it with the engine in the car, and it's a nightmare. But if you take the engine out, right, it makes life so much easier. So if you didn't want to have to take all your sensors off and everything's routed correctly and stuff, all you'd have to do is just take the mil spec connector off. Like that alone would, God, that'd be so worth it. One day though, one day. It'll be okay, Neutron. I'm just gonna win the lottery. I'm gonna win that lottery. We're gonna have money to burn. I'm gonna buy every tuck kit. Then we'll have 1 million subscribers. He's tucking everything, bro. Subscribe. You know, and I'll title all my videos really fucking clickbaity, and I'll title everything in all caps and be like, "This is the cleanest. It's the cleanest." Any of you guys that didn't know, it's the cleanest. They're trying to say if you're doing a build project car, maybe, but for the RSX already has the perfect harness for what you need or whatever you want to do in the future. Yeah, for the most part, it's not a horrible harness, actually. You're right. And especially like, I mean, I've like kind of like fucked with 3, 6, 9, 10. Hey, perfect count. But like when we did like the K-Tune fuel rail and stuff like that, I actually took the how do I describe it? The wire and loom on the stock rail, it has like that plastic like rectangle piece and all that shit. I completely got rid of that. So it's just bare wires or bare loom and then tucked it underneath. And it's like it's barely like it's you can barely even see it, you know? So to a degree, you should probably just build your own harness, you know? The only part that I like is the mil spec part. That's the only part. I don't really care about how clean it is. It's more just the accessibility of being able to disconnect it and not have to fish those ECU plugs through. Because, like I said, putting that puzzle piece firewall grommet back together, that shit, dude, literally putting that thing back together made me want to kill myself. I was like, "Can you just snap back in place, motherfucker?" It's getting so mad. I just feel that they charge way too much for that harness, trust me, because when I got mine and went to install it, I was not impressed at all. Oh, I'm sure, dude. I'm sure. You pay good money and something's too short. I'd be fucking mad. I'd send it back. I'm not even joking. I'd either send it back or be like, yeah, I want my money. I want my fucking money back, or send it back and fix it, do this shit over. You didn't listen, it needs to be 2 feet longer, you know? Gotta do what you gotta do sometimes. But yeah, a company like Rywire, dude, you can look at that dude and see the kind of cars they're building, the kind of money they're making. Dude, they're making fucking bank. That EF he has, that white one that was at SEMA, dude, that thing is like, what's the word? A museum car, you know? That car had no, he said he found, to make that car, he took like 7 EFs, JDM EFs, and cut them all up and took parts off all of them. I have a big problem with that. Imagine, like, I understand like the ingenuity of like, you know, oh, I'm building the car, I want everything to be perfect, but you destroyed, you gutted, eviscerated 7 JDM EFs to make one. To me, God, that's like the epitome of OCD at its worst. Like, dude, 7 completely decent cars that could have been something, could have been 7 EFs, and literally you destroyed all of them, scrapped and destroyed all of them just to make one. That's fucking wild. Neutron says paid fucking 2K for, you paid $2,000 for that harness? No wonder you're mad. Jesus. I feel like this one for 1124 fully decked out is a good deal. Oh, trust me, I bitched about it, and they said it's because I have a hood exit header. I said, well, that's why I said I wanted it 2 feet longer, and they didn't listen. They're fucking retarded. He said, well, he can't do anything because the harness comes in preset lengths. Oh, if they come in preset lengths, how's it a custom fucking harness? They're just the middleman. That's bullshit. Price says same with Rywire and the 10 3G Civics. That's what I'm talking about. I'm talking about like they use like 7 EFs. The same car, that white one. That's like all fucking JDM'd out, you know, the one that was on Hoonigan with old Frank Hot Topic Downstar. Dude, honestly, that Frank Downstar episode of Hoonigan with dude from Rywire and Downstar, that shit kind of made me throw up a little. I laughed so hard when they got to Frank Downstar's car, and it's, you know, it's completely blinged out. And they're like, yeah, what you know, what motor you got in here, man? Was this a K28-2, K24? He's like, oh yeah, this is actually a K28-3. Who fucking builds up a K28-3? I want to know. I want to know right now. Who out there is like, yo, K28-3, fucking legendary, bro. Pencil rods, 160 horsepower, killing it. Fucking, ugh. Price says, wow. Wow. That's right. But yeah, I think I mean, with the Rywire, I mean, the Wireworks one, dude, they ask you on your product options and, you know, questions, they're asking you 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24 questions that need to be answered so they make your shit right. You know what I'm saying? 24 questions. Yeah. Neutron says they are the middleman. I said I'd never buy from them bitches again. Hung up on their ass. I think they're getting the harness from someone who actually makes it and they loom it. Neutron says Wireworks makes their own harness. Yeah, so for $1,000, as opposed to you paid $2,000 for a rye wire harness that wasn't, they didn't even make it. They just fucking rebrand it basically. I mean, $1,000, $1,000 is $1,000, you know. Like, would I spend $1,000 on a Wireworks harness before I'd spend $1,000 on cams? Fuck no, you know. But I'm saying once I get to where I want to go with like the build, the head, and all that stuff, and we get the ITBs and all that stuff. Once we run out of stuff to do, I mean, $1,000 harness at some point would be, you know, that Wireworks harness, mil spec connector harness would be nice, you know. Not saying I'm buying it anytime soon, but it's in the future one day. Because, like you said, at least they're fucking building it themselves. Yeah. That would be kind of fun to do, though. That's a lot of work to do. A lot of measurement, a lot of bullshit, pinning, depinning, repinning, you know. But it's like a puzzle. If you like puzzles, making your own harness, it's really not that bad. I think it's more time consuming than anything. Just like process of what's it called? Trial and error, you know. Neutron says, "No, man, you need to put $1,000 towards a '79 Honda Civic." Where the fuck am I finding that at? Huh? Find me one. Find me $1,000 '79 Civic that's not rusted completely. '79 Civic. Where do you get that? Neutron says, "Shit, you found two of them on the marketplace the other day." Yeah, and that shit sold with in like a day. He wanted like 2,500 for two of them together, like 1,250 a piece. Fucking surprising. No, I think it was like he wanted like $500 or something for both of them. Yeah, $1,000 for both. That's what it was. Dude, I would have jumped on that shit so fast and told Pops he needs to move out of the garage. Dude, Pops' car doesn't even stay in the garage. I've already stole his garage space. He's not happy about it, but it's out of necessity because my car fucking leaks water. Gotta track that shit down, man. That car is the seam sealer in the back. I fucking re-seam seal. I need to re-seam seal it again. Need to take all the seam sealer out of it and just fucking stitch weld that motherfucker. That would take a long time. Take a lot of welding. Would it be worth it? Yes. Because I'm tired of my car leaking fucking water. That's right. Dude, I've had that garage space for the past year. I don't think he's happy about it. I don't think he really cares anymore now. He's like, he doesn't give a shit. I think the way he sees it, he's like, well, clearly you care about your car more than I care about mine. WS6 just chilling in the driveway. It's like, fuck it. Neutron says, yeah, I've done that. I've done that 3 fucking times, and I can't pinpoint where it's coming from. It's so weird. It's coming from somewhere. Fuck, how would I describe it? Man, you just have to be here. You'd be like, this is weird. Like, you see it leaking through the seam somewhere in the taillight area. It's something to do with seam sealer. It has to be. Fucking has to be. But then at the same time, in the channels by the kind of like back where the cabin pressure ducts are and stuff like that, it's leaking from somewhere in there, but I cannot see a trail of water. I can't pinpoint it. Like I've been chasing my tail on this for a year, and it just, dude, it's so fucking weird. Like, granted, I did find out that the rear wiper nozzle, little sprayer thing, that was leaking because it was leaking down. But at the same time, maybe that's where the water was coming in from the sides. I don't know, because like it's coming down, but then it might be branching out and going behind the skeleton of the car, you know, in between the walls or something like that. I don't know, but nonetheless, it's fucking annoying. It's made me to the point where I just want to like stitch weld the entire chassis. Not even stitch weld, like seam weld, like weld on weld on welds. There's no way. Fucking TIG weld that motherfucker. Neutron says, was that car sun baked when you got it? No. I mean, I don't know the whole history of the car, you know what I mean? But like when I got it, it had had a fucking respray that was probably a year or two old, maybe. The paint looked pretty fresh on it. It looked like a shitty Mako paint job, but I mean, before the guy sold the car to me, maybe he like took it to Mako to cover up the history of the car. Because telling you, the back end of the car got a love tap at some point, because when you take off the hatch seal, the rubber seal, you can see at the very back of the seam, it has a little knuckle mark and it's rusty. Not super rusty, but like enough discoloration to know it's, you know, it's taken a love tap. Because like when we bought the car, it was a beach car, right? I was checking underneath, looking at everything, looking at every bolt, looking at, you know, the quarters, looking at the fenders, looking, you know, places that typically get rusty. I didn't see any rust, you know? Does the seam sealer look shrunk? Can't even tell you that, because I mean, I've re-seam sealed the car, so I can't even remember that far back to if it looked shrunk. Like if I could get you a picture, I would, but I don't recall it looking shrunk. It looked cracked in some places, you know? A couple places looked a little cracked, and I seam sealed them, but how do I describe it? What I should have done was I should have scraped all the seam sealer instead of just filling it on top of it, you know? So I'm gonna have to re-seam seal that whole fucking car, at least in the back. Beach car might be sun-baked. Sun-dried tomato. Whatever it is, man, when I figure it out, oh my God, it's gonna be amazing. Can't wait for it. I want to be able to wash my car without having to think, I'm gonna have to get a turkey baster and drain water out this motherfucker later. Every time I wash my car, it's fucking Thanksgiving. Woo, woo. Fry says waterless wash. That shit, I've never been a fan of that shit. It don't wash a car like water does. That shit's, I mean, if your car's filthy, like, hey, I'm sure it'll do a little bit better, but I don't know. I'm a stickler for when I wash my car. Dude, I'll put it to you. I'll put it to you this way, guys. When I wash my car, essentially, I fucking detail my car. I'm talking like I make a field day when I'm washing my car. I make it a field day. It's not just like fucking get it wet, put fucking soap and water on it, and then fucking rinse it and fucking chamois it. I'm talking like detail that motherfucker. Fry says I use it. Yeah, I mean, more power to you, whatever you want to use. I'm just saying, me personally, I can't stand that shit. I can't use it. I gotta go the full 9. Neutron says taillights have gaskets. Should have. Yeah, I've gone through 3 sets of taillight gaskets, chasing my tail on it, making sure that's not the problem. That ain't the problem. Tried brand new Honda OEM taillight gaskets. I've tried upgraded ones with thicker material. Just doesn't work. I've even gone to the 9th degree of taking contact adhesive and fucking gluing them to the taillight and then spraying the mating surface of the taillight gasket and fucking making sure it's as sealed as humanly possible, and it still leaks from the tail. It's not like it's not leaking from the gasket. It's leaking. I'm pretty positive it's the fucking seam sealer. I've put seam sealer on seams that don't even need seam sealer. Like all kinds of fucking spots. Like, holy shit. It's a nightmare. Waterless is good too, but the cars that live up in states where it's cold, you should wash using water and soap because of all the road salts and shit they put on the roads to prevent rust. True story. Well, luckily Fry's in Vegas, so you don't got to worry about rust. But I'm right at the bottom of the rust belt, so like they do use salt on the road sometimes. It doesn't really snow here much, but I'm just old fashioned, man. Woo, woo, woo. Real question is this motherfucker ever gonna respond to my offer? Yeah, but the biggest mistake you made was putting seam sealer over damaged seam sealer. The fucking funny part was, I did all that seam sealing when I was at the shop. I got 20 body men around me, and like nobody said you should dig up, take all the old seam sealer off. They were just like kind of like, here's a tube of seam sealer. Go have at it, Johnny. They're probably like, fucking idiot. He didn't even take the old seam sealer off. That's probably what they're saying. Motherfuckers. They're probably just so caught up in their work. They're like, I don't got time for your shit. Just make sure you give me my seam sealer back when I'm done. When you're done. Any day now, app. Come on, what the fuck are you doing? motherfucker ain't answering. God damn it. I want my fucking money. Dude, we get $500 today on top of the 230 I already got. Nah, man, they should have told you to scrape it off, wire wheel the actual seam, and apply new seam sealer. Good to know. No, the reason they probably didn't tell me is because they probably thought that I wanted them to do it. They're probably like, I ain't gonna tell you to do that because then you're gonna ask me to do it because I'm a fucking body man. Like, I got my own shit to do. But yeah, it's good to know. Fucking man, it's gonna be a fucking project. Because, dude, getting all that seam sealer off is gonna be a fucking nightmare. That's gonna be a project. Matron says I can relate to them then. Literally, they're like, here's your seam sealer, go have at it. No fucking insight to telling me, hey, probably want to scrape the rest of it off and wire wheel it. That'd probably get the best bond, seal it up. Like, fuck it, go for it. Ain't my car. Motherfuckers. Have you tried to use a colored liquid? Like a dyed liquid. You know, it's not that. It's hard to describe. You could do that, but it's so fucking weird. It's not like, imagine like you got like something that's like dripping like from the roof, right? The washer nozzle. It's leaking, so it drips straight down. But imagine this shit like, how do I describe it? It's like trailing in weird places. It ain't even a trail. It's like it's just so fucking like spontaneous. Like you don't know where it's technically coming from, you know? It's fucking weird. That's all I gotta say. Put towels in different locations. Yeah. Check which ones get wet first. Yeah, y'all should see this shit. Like if y'all were sitting in the back of the trunk, I guarantee I'd spray or fucking put some dyed fucking water and like drip it around or something. You guys would be like, where the fuck is it? I see the area it's coming from, but what seam is it, you know? It's a pain to take off. It's a huge job to remove, especially if you want to stitch weld it. You got to get the seam real clean with a wire and get all of it out of the seam. If you don't, the sealer that's in the seam will catch fire. Bonus points. That's the way we'll get it out. We'll just burn it all and chisel it out. They had a problem with the rear latch. Nah, the hatch, even though the hatch was all mangled up because they put the spoiler on like retards, hatch closed fine. Seat, the seal on it was fine. I mean, I went to the fucking 9th degree, replacing every seal I could think of, taillight gaskets, the hatch seal, you know, every seal I could think of, and literally it was none of those things. you know? But yeah, I don't know. We'll figure it all out. I mean, luckily I got a garage space to be in, so. Best bet would be to weld it all in since you're going to need to repaint it anyways. What do you mean, like seam weld it? Yeah, seam welding, dude. I don't even know how much that would fucking cost. A lot. I feel like that would be an expensive endeavor because I don't know how to fucking seam weld. I don't even have a welder. That'd be some serious ingenuity. Jeez, that would take. I feel like that'd be like 50 plus hours of welding, getting it right. Pick you up a MIG welder from Northern Tools and seam weld the whole thing yourself in the garage. God, that would be so much work, dude. Are you saying seam weld just the back or the whole fucking chassis? Good God, that would take a long time. Man, that would be so much work, dude. Pull everything out of the car, like take the whole chassis apart, like take the fucking dashboard out that motherfucker. I'd just be happy with just seam welding the back because that's the only place water's getting in. Everything else, I couldn't give a fuck about. Man, that'd be a lot of fucking work, Gina. But oh, you're gonna be welding for a while, but would be great content for the channel. Great content. Yeah, watching my hair fall out. Watching me taking a shit on camera. Just take a big old shit on camera. Like day one after day one, just like fucking shitting on camera. I'll do it, man. Man, that'd be a lot of work. And I feel like I would straight up be so annoyed having to sit there with a welding mask and, uh, fucking welding and having to fuck with the camera and all that shit. Trying to get the right angles and all that bullshit. Y'all would just be watching like one long ass time lapse. No, you don't need to touch the interior, just all the seams on the exterior of the car's body. Wait, so you're saying see that's where I did all this that's where I did all the seam sealer was on the interior of the hatch, sitting inside the hatch. So you're saying if I just fucking do it from the outside, that's where I need to be seam sealing it? You're not supposed to seam seal it from the inside? Well, fuck me. Fry says one shades, one cup. Oh no, man, it's a ton of fun. Get you a 12 pack of Miller Lite and go to town. That sounds horrible. Man, I'll have to send you some pictures, Neutron, because like the seam, I mean, it makes sense. Like you got like one side and another side. So like water comes from the outside to the inside. But where I could see it was coming through the seam sealer on the inside of the car. But like you say, from the outside, it's got to come in from the outside to get to that. So I guess that makes sense. Man, I'm gonna take that motherfucker apart, grind that bitch down, seam seal the fuck out of it. I just want the water to stop leaking. I don't really care about Like there's no, to me, there's no need for seam sealant other than just rigidity, but you know, saving time and effort. If I could just get the motherfucker to stop leaking water, that's all I care about, you know? That's the main thing. You're really supposed to seam sealer on both sides because the car is placed together and lap. Exactly. That's what I'm saying. Because when I took the bumper off and was looking from the area, it looks like it's leaking. That seam sealer didn't look that bad. The seam sealer on the inside was the one that looked the worst, you know? Looked cracked. But like you said, I didn't scrape it off and grind it down, so probably wasn't the best execution. But if you stitch weld the outside on the exterior side, you won't need to worry about the inside anymore. Booyah. Well, there we have it. That's what we'll do. Yeah, that's going down in the future for sure. He says MIG welder it is then. Shit, how much do you think a MIG welder from Northern Tool cost? Get this shit popping. Chop chop buttercup. Pitter patter, let's get at her. Let's see. MIG plus flux core welding, Northern Tool. Mine was $550. MIG plus flux core welder. Well, there you go. Clutch, MIG welder, multi-processes, LCD display, yada yada. $900, $530. Damn, these motherfuckers are expensive. $429. Get a Hobart or a Lincoln. Yeah, Hobart handler 140 flux cord MIG welder transformer 115 volt 25 to 140 amp output model 500 559 $530. Let's see. Yeah, they need. How big of a tank of gas do you need for this motherfucker? Comes ready to weld with or without shielding gas. Yeah, but you definitely want to use gas though, right? It's like legit welding. I have a fucking gasless welder right now out in my garage, but like it's gasless. Like that's probably not good enough, right? That's some like Mickey Mouse shit. says, warning though. Once you start welding, beware of the bug. You'd go to your local welding supply and get a bottle of 75-25. Booyah. Thoroughbred welding gas to go. Shielding gas, 75-25 argon CO2. Blah, blah, blah. Damn, that bottle's $2.75. What the fuck? Jeez. Yeah, you want to use shielding gas? Well, there we have it. Like, what the fuck can you even use a gasless welder for? I don't even understand. The fuck can you use that for? Like tiny ass fucking projects, thin welding things together that much. Nah, the welder supply is $100 for a fucking tank that's already filled. On Northern Tool, this shit is literally 80 cubic feet, 75-25 empty, not even filled up. And the motherfucker's $2.75. Wild style. Damn, Gina, no way. This motherfucker is a ridiculous skater. Oh, it ain't got no water in it. That's no fun. Damn, that gap must be really big. It is pretty big. That's like 15 feet. It's taking him like 10 times just to ollie it. He's in a fucking backside 360 it. What the fuck? Jeez, man, this man is fucking committing. Like every fall looks exactly the same. God damn. How can somebody take that many falls and keep going? That's fuck shit, dude. You're a car guy, so it's always useful to have a welder so you can do medium-sized fabrication around the car, house, or what. Yeah, for real. I feel that. Bullshit, dude. That was such a crazy transition. I can't believe he did that shit. That's insane. He literally went from like fucking not making it at all to just making it. Fuck, that was stupid clean. That's crazy. That's addicting to watch. Y'all. Gasless, also known as flux core, is good for work around the house, like fixing your fence. Yeah, the Weldon Supply sells them with gas, $100. Booyah. Wait, we say gasless, also known as flux core. Isn't fucking it said the MIG welder was flux core. But it was just saying you could use it as both. You could use it with shielding gas, or you could use it gasless. That makes sense. There we have it. Good. Damn, Gina. I'm fucking tired already. Ugh. All this mass hysteria has got me taking a lot of naps. It's like, I'm gonna take me a nap. Fuck this shit. Yeah, you can use it for both. Gotcha. Fry says, laugh my ass off. I started playing the Division 2. Division 2? That shit's been out for a hot minute. It's crazy how the story is based. Man, I just want May 29th to get here soon enough. Sooner than later. Because I want my Last of Us 2. That's all I care about. Once that comes out, there's going to be very little car content, guys. Every day is going to be The Last of Us 2 for a good minute. You're going to see a lot of Last of Us 2 streams. You're probably going to get tired of me. You're going to be like, why? Plug in. I want to see a video of your car, man. Be like, fuck you. I waited 4 years for this shit. When switching between the two, you just need to switch the polarity on the machine and the type of wire. Booyah. I feel like we'll see dudes running around with orange lit watches. I swear, dude, when Last of Us 2 comes out, if Ellie and that Diana chick aren't scissoring, I'm going to be highly disappointed. That trailer for that Last of Us 2, man, that shit is a trip. That shit is a trip. I haven't watched that in a minute. Ooh. Where's the shit at? I mean, look at this shit, guys. This shit looks like a goddamn masterpiece. Masterpiece. No, we want 1080. We want the goods. Yeah, tune that shit, girl. That shit's way out.
I walk through the valley with the shadow of death, and I fear no evil.
Dude, the graphics on this shit are ridiculous.
To it all in my mind, my gun to comfort me, 'cause I know.
Francis, do you play that on your guitar too? I do not.
Surely goodness and mercy will follow me all the days of my life, and I will dwell on this earth forevermore. Said I walk beside the still waters, and they restore my soul, but I can't walk on the path of the right, 'cause I'm wrong. No, I can't walk on the path of the right, 'cause I'm wrong.
What are you doing, kiddo? You really gonna go through this?
I'm gonna find, and I'm gonna kill every last one of them.
Bennett. Dude, that shit's gonna be so badass. That trailer came out fucking 4 years ago, dude. Like, where's the newer one? Is it this one? Let's see what I miss. Bro, once you PC Master Racer, you will through. Dude, PS5 is gonna fuck PC in the ass. Dude, PS5 is essentially a fucking PC. Have you seen the hardware specs on it? Dude, the thing looks nasty. The PS5 hardware specs, I was like, yes, please. That shit's gonna be ridiculous. And if it's not, I'm taking that shit back to Best Buy and fucking give my money back. Neutron says, I wish Metal Gear Solid was still around for PS4. I think they still have. Hold on. It's going to be a GTX 1080 non-TI equivalent. What, for the graphics card? Neutron, they have Metal Gear Solid 5 for on PS4. What are you talking about? No, the hardware specs. PS5 hardware specs. The specs are CPU 8 cores, Zen 2 cores, 3.5 gigahertz with SMT variable frequency, 10.28 teraflops with 36 complete units at 2.23 gigahertz for the graphics. RAM 16 gigabyte DDR6, 825 gigabyte SSD. price is 2080 Ti RTX, and they have PCs that run dual RTX. Dude, I'm not saying like a PC is not better than the PS5's hardware specs. You got to think how much more money are you spending on a PC versus like a $600 console. You know, everything put together in a box, all ready to go, plug in, don't got to build nothing, and you're spending what between $5 to $7.99 or something, however much PlayStation 5 is going to be. You know, saying for a console was pretty impressive. I mean, think about it this way. The PS4, that was an 8-core as well, but it was a 1.6 gigahertz setup, you know, as opposed to 3.5 gigs. So it's CPU power is double. You got GPUs 10.28 fucking teraflops compared to 1.8 teraflops. So you've gone from 1.8 to 10 and a quarter. The RAM is doubled, and it's fucking DDR6. And your internal storage, you're going from a 500 gigabyte fucking SATA drive to a 825 gigabyte SSD. Yeah. But you will need to get a dope screen. Oh, for sure. Definitely. I'm trying to think what screen I'll be going with, because I don't know if I want to go with bro, that shit is gonna be costing it's gonna be, I'd say at the very least it's gonna be $500. I don't see how they can make it $500. It's probably gonna be like $600 or $700. But it might be 500 because you're gonna have to buy a new controller, you're gonna have to buy all new accessories and shit like that. But Fry, what I was gonna say is it has 8K TV compatibility, but like 8K TVs, like, you know, who's got one of those? So I don't know if I should get an 8K TV, because that's going to be mad expensive, even for like, you know, a 40-inch or something like that, something big. You got to have the good refresh rate. You know, it's got to be like at least 240 for anything that's like over 30 inches. You got to have 240 hertz refresh rate. But at the very least, I would need some type of 4K screen with really good fucking response time. And at least, like, if I got a 32-inch, yeah, but 8K at what FPS? I would think 30. I would think. It ain't no 8K at 60 frames per second. That's for fucking sure. PS5 8K TV or resolution. Yeah, you want 60. PS4 now going for 250. Yeah, 250 brand new. You could go to GameStop and get one for like $120 probably. Yeah, it'd be PS5 will most certainly support the HDMI 2.1 standard, which supports 4K resolution at 120 hertz refresh rate or 8K at 60 hertz. It's also possible it'll use some tricks of it's also possible it will use some of the tricks used by the PS4 Pro updated to render 8K graphics for the PS5. You want 64K, 60 frames per second at 144 hertz screens. I'm going to get a PS5 though. A lot of money. What size again? I mean, I'd like at least a 27-inch screen, you know? I'd like to get a 32 to replace this fucking hunk of junk. Hey, don't do that. But yeah, like this Pavilion monitor I have, I bought it for like $200 brand new, but it's 32 and it's a 2K monitor, but it's fucking 5 milliseconds of response time. Trash. That's why I'm fucking gaming on this Asus fucking 27-inch monitor. I just use this as a backup screen for like basic stuff that's doesn't need to be super fast, you know? No gaming, just like TV or YouTube or some shit like that, you know? But yeah. Woo. Dude, I'm fucking tired. I think it's time for a nap, guys. Jesus. Neighborhood Jesus. Yeah, it's crazy though. It's gonna have 4K at 120 hertz though. So you're definitely gonna need. It's a shame that the industry is pushing 4K so hard when 1440p is so much better upgrade path. The PS5 should do 1440, 144 hertz instead of targeting 4K TVs, to be honest. That's a good point. Well, 1440p is nearly impossible to get 1 millisecond unless you go TN panel, which washes out the image. Interesting. Oh, then what's the best route? Like if you have a game that's like native 4K or in this case, you know, PS5 is going to do 8K, should you just get an 8K TV and just say fuck it, you know? Or a 4K TV, whichever one. Yeah, it's an IPS LED monitor. Both of them are. But yeah, I don't know. I don't know all this monitor TV shit. All I know is I need something that works good because if I hook my PS4 up down to the TV downstairs, which is just like a 54-inch fucking like cheapo TV, the motherfucker has such bad response time. You move your stick, it's like you move your stick, oh, then it moves. It's like so laggy. Like it'd be one thing if it was like old school video games, right? Playing on a CRT TV and it was instantaneous. It was great. But then this new shit, you got so much bullshit to worry about nowadays. TN is max speed, IPS is best overall, VA is best picture but super slow. Woo woo. Well, all I know is this IPS, this 32-inch 2K monitor is trash for gaming. Can't stand it. Hate it. I was like, dude, I can tell it's slower. 5 times slower than this one. I mean, you get what you pay for. This 27-inch monitor was like 260, and this came out a couple years later, and this fucker was $210 with tax and shipping. Or I think I got it at Best Buy. Actually, I didn't even get shipped, but Asus ROG Strix. Well, he's probably giving me a link to some $10,000 monitor or some shit. Experts seen severe virus symptoms in the young. Oh, so I thought it was an old person disease. I thought it was going to kill the old and the weak. Oh, no, it's going to kill the young. Oh, now it's going to fucking kill everybody. Make up your fucking mind. Let's see. Where are we at? Amazon. Damn, a 43-inch monitor. What the fuck? $1,000? That's not that bad, actually. If it work, does it work good? 43-inch 4K non-glare gaming monitor with 120 hertz refresh rate for super smooth gaming visual. HDR technology with display 600 certification and 90-inch DCI P3 professional color gamut. Radeon FreeSync 2 HDR technology. Game fast input technology minimizes input lag and provides much faster motion delivery. A pair of 10-watt speakers adds power to audio performance and fucks you from the back. $1,000, I mean, for a 43-inch monitor, if it's all that they're saying it is, like, that's not that bad. Neutron, Frost laughing. Neutron says, so what do you all recommend as far as a TV for the PS? Honestly, I wouldn't recommend a TV at all unless you're spending a boatload of money. Because, like, you can go to Target or Walmart or somewhere and get, like, a fucking giant TV for, like, $200-300, you know? But, when you're playing on a really big TV, you got to have a good hertz. You got to have good, like, response time and all that shit. So, I don't know. It's if it was like the old school days where the internet wasn't hooked up and there wasn't load like network load time and stuff and like, you know, latency and stuff like that, it probably wouldn't. And we're still on CRT TVs. You could get any fucking TV you want, but pretty much any setup, a gaming monitor is going to be the best bet. And that's just a sad fact of the truth. I mean, you'd think I'm playing. Oh, my PS5 is hooked up to a TV. No, it's hooked up to a fucking computer monitor. Just because that's the way it is. Fry says, well, if you're down to game on a 27, I got one from LG Nano IPS that I got my eye on. I'm not opposed to gaming on a 27-inch monitor, but like it does kind of like stray you away because I want a bigger screen, honestly. I want something bigger than a 27 if I can get it and it can perform correctly. Let's see. LG 27GL850. This is the flagship mid-range IPS 27-inch 1440p though. But see, I like this one honestly because it's a 4K monitor, and I need a 4K monitor too if, like, you know, I want to get the full advantage of editing 4K footage. It's nice being able to see it on a 4K monitor because a 2K monitor, I can't even tell the difference between 1080 and 4K on a 2K monitor. What the fuck is the dog barking at? Shut the fuck up. BenQ EW. Let's see what this one is. Yeah, I know BenQ monitors are pretty good. A lot of people seem to use those. Shut the fuck up. Why are you barking? So annoying. $32-inch monitor. Looks pretty nice. What this fuckface stop barking? Oh, I kind of like that. That's kind of cool. What What's this little remote it's got or whatever? Connections this guy looks like he's got a USB-C, 2 HDMI's, only got a display port, and it's got a headphone jack. Seems pretty simple. Still trying to see what the fuck this little thing is. It's got some kind of little remote at the bottom. What the fuck is that for? $800. I'll do some more research. I know Hardware Unboxed does the most geeked out reviews. It's dope. Booyah. Yeah, whatever that little remote is, that looks kind of cool. Oh, also, is it vase mountable? That's a big thing too. To a degree, if a monitor was really good and it wasn't vase mountable, I guess I could get by without it being vase mountable. But vase mount is pretty fucking standard these days. Pretty big necessity for me. Let's see. Where are the specs at? Hello. Bitch, where are the specs? It's not even telling you? Oh, fine. I'm asking a question. VESA. Compatible with 100 by 100 base amount. Hey, there you go. Somebody gave it a 1-star review 2 years ago. Horrible picture. Ergonomic nightmare. That's funny. Is this one base mountable? It is. Well, looks like it. Unless that's just a lie. VESA. Ah, that's why you couldn't see it, because they're covered by bitch, you just had the covered by 4 little rubber covers, but they're not advertised. I believe they're 100 by 100. Yeah, it's VESA capable. Yeah, that Asus monitor though, man, for $1,000, it looks pretty nice. Booyah. Because like I've never had a problem with like Asus monitors. I've had problems with LG monitors. This Pavilion monitor is fucking trash. Samsung monitors, like I think Asus is the only company I've ever ran that haven't had one problem with. Not one flicker, not one weird quirk, you know. True story. They're the manufacturer. Yes, their manufacturer is AU Optronics. They make it for them. Booyah. Is that where their name comes from? Asus. AU. Can't spell Asus without AU. Fry, what are your thoughts on curved monitors? Straight trash or just more expensive? Neutron says a good game mod is probably going to be for sure. That Call of Duty is going to need it. Dude, Call of Duty needs a fucking enema. I wish they would come up with some type of sportsmanship system, detection system that shows that you are a camping piece of shit. Like almost like it could like, how do I describe it? It could tell you're a fucking scumbag. Do you know how fucking cool that'd be? Because that's the only reason I really don't fuck with Call of Duty anymore is, dude, the amount of campers just sitting in a room, just being a fucking scumbag. It's so boring. Run and gun, dude. Like, I'm not saying you can't. Let's say someone's on you, right? Like, let's say you're coming through, somebody sees you and they're chasing you and you run into a room and then you, like, get strategic real quick and you've been in that room for, like, 10 seconds. Nothing wrong with that. I'm saying somebody that camps in a room the entire fucking 30 minutes just to get one kill. It's the lamest shit ever. So stupid. I hate it. Fucking lame. Like, I like people that run and gun. They're good. They run and gun. They go around. They get like a 10 kill streak or something. You know what I mean? More power to you. You're good. You run and gun. But these cats that just sit in a room, fuck somebody's kill streak up just being a fucking scumbag. I hate it. I hate it. Damn, they have a 43. They have a 43-inch 144 hertz. They don't even make that motherfucker. Wonder how much that motherfucker cost. Jesus. This man Neutron says, "Hey, I used to camp a lot, and people watch motherfuckers kill each other, and I'd snipe their ass. Sniping's one thing, but I'm talking about sitting in a room, just one entrance, no other exits or entrances, just point your cursor at the door and just wait for someone to open it. It's fucking trash." Jeez. Fry, that 144 hertz version of that 43-inch Asus monitor, 1500. That's a lot. Real hardware reviews. That's those people you're talking about. Let's see what they say.
Hi, Sean with Real Hard Reviews, RK1 of CES here, and we are with JG from Asus. And tell us what we got today.
Yeah, so this is actually a really exciting display. This is the PG43UQ, so it's a follow-up to the last generation where we had this ultra-large format display, 43 inches, right? And that was 4K, and you also had high refresh rate. But here we kind of pushed the envelope, so we maintain 43 inches, 4K resolution, and 144 hertz. But the thing that's really special is the 4K with the 144. And previously, you were constrained because you had something that's called chroma subsampling, because there's a lot of bandwidth constraints. And so now we actually are the first monitor in the segment to utilizing DSC technology. So this specialized display screen compression allows you to essentially have full 10-bit performance, so you can really maximize that total experience. Beyond that, the previous generation it was only 600 nits, which was a solid entry in terms of HDR, but doesn't allow you to see some of those really nice peak levels of brightness. And now for this generation, as I'm going to get a little airstrike in here, we actually now have the HDR 1000 standard. So it allows you to really have a significantly higher brightness and really, I think, experience one of the absolute best options for HDR. You also have low response time, 1 millisecond. And of course, with this type of big, large format display, you might be maybe not just a PC gamer, maybe you're a console gamer. We got next-gen consoles coming up. This also fully supports VRR, which is going to be nice. So you have that adaptive sync.
Damn, the monitor does look nice though.
It's got a remote. Why might you use a remote? Well, if you're mounting this on the wall, you can't access the on-screen display for things like FPS timers or like our integrated clocks and crosshairs. But you've also got two 10-watt speakers in here with individual amplifiers. So you don't want to always have to sit and utilize your headset. You can actually have some nice punchy audio directly from the unit itself.
And what kind of ports does it have?
Ports, it's traditional. It's going to have DP, which is going to be the focus, of course, for the 4K HDR 144. But you also do have HDMI connectivity for other types of devices.
What's the release date?
Release date right now is targeted before.
What kind of port did he say? He said traditional EP.
What's HDR 144? But you also do have HDMI connectivity from the unit itself.
And what kind of ports does it have?
Ports, it's traditional. It's going to have DP, which is going to be the
display port.
4K HDR 144. But you also do have HDMI connectivity for other types of devices.
What's the release date?
Wait, so if is he saying that you're only gonna have that 144 if you're using a display port cable? Like, who the fuck's gonna use that? Unless you have a display port to HDMI connect like adapter, or in my case, like my two monitors are hooked up through Thunderbolt and through HDMI. I don't have a display port. Good damn, Gita. I think we've had enough computer talk. I already want to take a nap now. But shit, guys, we've been streaming for fucking over 3 hours. Fucking good shooting the shit with you guys. I'm probably gonna eat me some grub, chill out. But it's good shooting the shit as always. Catch you guys later. Be motherfucking y'all. Have a good night.